Your agency is bringing in a ton of sales, more than ever, and bigger accounts, and you're not making money. Like, you're bringing in all these sales, but you don't have any money left over, and you're barely getting paid anymore. Where when you think back at a couple years ago, you used to be getting paid a lot of money. Well, in this episode, we're going to talk exactly what you need to do on that. And if you're new to the show, this show is all about giving you strategies and tactics for you to grow your agency much faster. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe. Hit that little bell button so you never miss out on a new episode. What's up, everybody? Jason Swenk here, and you're getting a ton of sales. You're selling faster than you know what to do with, but you're not making as much money as you used to, or sometimes you might even lack the cash flow in order to get by, and it's really scaring you. I remember going through this many times, and I was talking to a client not too long ago, and he's going through it. And I said, look, at the end of the day, let's start breaking down the systems that you have. Now, most of us would love to get a ton of sales, right? And for those that are, thinking about that, go back to the previous episodes that we've done to talk about some strategies in order to do that. This episode is all about you're getting a ton of sales, but what's going on? I have no profit. And the thing that you need to look at is who is doing your pricing? Most chances, or if I had to guess, and this was with my client, this was with me, what was happening was I was doing my pricing. My client was doing his pricing. So a client would come to him because he was doing mostly the sales, and he would say, all right, 100,000 for this website, or 20,000 for this monthly retainer. And he would be like, man, this would be great. Like, he kept looking at it in the past going, yeah, we make money on that. But the problem is he and I were not involved in the delivery of that actual project. So we were just kind of pulling a number out of, right? Out of your butt. I mean, literally, right? And this probably sounds pretty familiar to you. Just pulling out a number. You're like, this sounds like a good number, rather than kind of looking at the math, looking at how long it's taking. Now, if you're at this level and you're not tracking time, shame on you, because you should be tracking time at this level already. So I'm already going to assume you're tracking all of your hours from your employees, the contractors, everybody that you're using. And so what I told my client of what I did in order to get them out of this, and this is going to be like a 3-6 month process in order to get out of this hole, because we got to look at all the sales coming in, and we need to change from us doing the estimates and the pricing to your ops manager or your CFO or someone that understands the numbers, someone that's in charge of running the delivery. Those are the guys or gals that need to be doing the pricing, because they have the snapshot, right? If you're looking at all these projects that you have and all these clients you have and you're not making much money, you need to go back. It's a pricing issue. Or maybe you're over delivering and you're not looking at the scope. So I'm going to assume that you're not charging enough. So the easiest fix that you can actually do is have the ops person, the CFO, the person in charge of the delivery, come up with the pricing, and then you incentivize them based on this. So when I brought in Scott and I started having him estimating everything, now I can say, okay, cool. Now, if we're not profitable, it's all him and his team's fault, because he's coming up with the pricing, he's managing, making sure the team is, going to come under scope, versus if I came up with the pricing and then I pass it to the team and I just undercut it so much, they're like, I'm going to lose. And that might be happening to you. So the big thing I want you to think about is who is doing your price estimates, and making sure you put in a huge buffer, going forward. The other thing I want to tell you is, especially if you're at this level, and right now as we're recording this episode, it is almost the end of January. I want you to think for the rest of the year, what's your goal in profit margin, right? And then what I want you to think about is all the people that you think you need to hire in order to support the growth of for the next year. And I want you to assume you're already having to pay them. So in order to maintain that profit margin, what do you need to be charging per project, per client, per account that you have? And factor that in as well. Because a big mistake a lot of people do is they factor in the current situation for the rest of the year, but you bring in 5, 10, 20 people or however many people, and then it screws up the margins. And then at the end of the year, you're like, Jason, I followed your thing. I gave this to this person, but you didn't assume all the people and all the added expenses coming through. So I want you to do that. I'd love to hear your comments below. Comment below. Make sure you subscribe, hit that little bell button so you never miss out on a new episode. And I hope this helps you. Have a swank day.